how big the crowd is that comes out, it means a lot, because I know in a lot of smaller communities there's not always a lot of cultural events going on, and people there are hungry for it.
I like the fact that we have different events here. It keeps things interesting.
I really like the events that take place here because I think that they're a lot different than other social happenings in Belleville.
It's just a short walk through downtown Belleville to get from the Bohemian Penguin to the nightclub. We talked with Bruce Morgan, the owner, to get a more in-depth look at these alternative businesses.
The Bohemian is a nightclub with a deli attached to the front, and the Penguin is a catering company, restaurant, and banquet hall facility. I've owned the Bohemian Penguin now for 13 years. It's grown from a small restaurant that had 20 seats to a multi-faceted business that caters to roughly 120 people a day.
What was once an ordinary restaurant with just one look, Bruce Morgan had a great idea.
I was working at a bar restaurant in Belleville. I didn't like working for somebody else as much as I would enjoy working for myself, so it was around this time, Thanksgiving, 13 years ago, that I took a drive in the country. I didn't like my job, but it was getting kind of mundane, and I was driving. The more I drove, the more colors I saw, and then finally I ended up north of Kingston at this big stop sign with a lake in front of me, and I knew that I had to quit my job, so I turned my car around, went back, quit my job. Didn't know what I was going to do. Ended up going to a party a week later in a building where a restaurant had been, and the week after I signed a lease, and within 6 weeks of going to the party I actually opened my business and started doing things for myself.
Never short of ideas or propositions, the Bohemian offers venues for a wide variety of people to suit every need.
Basically any kind of activity that people want to do that nobody else will touch, people will actually send them to me. So we do LARPing, which is live action role playing, down at the bar. That's every other week. There's a group of from 20 to 45 vampires who get together, who play out scripts every 2 weeks. I have rainbow dances upstairs. I have pump dances down at the bar. I have drag queens down at the bar. I've had Jeff Healy upstairs. There used to be a group called Live in the Village, and they were a bunch of executives who would book bands like Jeff Healy, the Rio Statics, bands like that, and have them upstairs. So we have had some really good acts, and basically anything can be alternative if you want it to be.
At one such event, the Hip Hop in its Finest Form tour, we had a chance to sit and talk with the performers to hear their take on alternative lifestyle.
Socially, like our society, I mean, it's in 2007, we've come a long way even from 10 years ago in 97, you know? I mean, I think we have a much more accepting society that we live in.
I think in this day and age, people are much more accepting about alternative lifestyles. I mean, you can see, well, it also depends on what your view of an alternative lifestyle is. Some people are really into body art. You can see kindergarten teachers with tattoos nowadays, which I think is great because it makes kids more accepting. There's a lot of people trying to do music as a career, trying to do art and design as a career.
I guess if I was to summarize my businesses and the way I operate them, I'm just always looking for new and different avenues to offer people. It helps in the population of Belleville by bringing in these different kind of entertainments to kind of tear down the walls. So the more exposure you can give the people of Belleville to different forms of entertainment or different styles, the less they're going to be judgmental towards things that they don't know, because at least they'll have a reference.
Constantly evolving, the nightclub just recently acquired some stylistic graffiti done by 2 local painters. chance for self-expression, whether it's art, music, or dance, the Bohemian is a refuge for alternative media.